Okay, everyone, we are on example 2, which is on page 62. It is called You Need What? And let's read it. Brandon came home from school and informed his mother that he had volunteered to make cookies for his entire grade level. He needs 3 cookies for each of the 96 students in 7th grade. Unfortunately, he needs the cookies the very next day. Hopefully none of you have done that to your parents. Brandon and his mother determined that they can fit 36 cookies on 2 cookie sheets. I think we're missing a word in there. Brandon and his mother are determined that they can fit 36 cookies on 2 cookie sheets. Is the number of cookies proportional to the number of cookie sheets used in baking? Create a table that shows the data for the number of sheets needed. Okay, so just like the last problem, we are doing number of cookie sheets as one piece of data, and then we have the number of cookies baked, right? We'll have the y divided by x. Does it equal a constant, right, over there? That's kind of what we're trying to solve, right? So if we have 2 cookie sheets, as we learn from here, right, we can have 36 cookies. See, 2 cookie sheets, 36 cookies. And so if we have 4 cookie sheets, we're trying to decide how many cookies. So if we go over here to figure out y divided by x, we're dividing 36 by 2, we should get 18 cookies per sheet, right? So if we are trying to find out how many cookies we can bake with 4 cookie sheets, we can say 4 times 18, right? And I don't want to really write it there because I don't want it on my table, but I'm multiplying 4 times 18 to get 72. Well, I got really small. This is 72 divided by 4, which is 18. And then I have maybe 10 cookie sheets. And so 10 times 18, which is 180. Remember that he needs 3 cookies for each of the 96 people in the 7th grade. And then I have maybe 16 times 16 times 18 is 288, which if we go backwards, 288 divided by 16 is 18. All right, so the unit rate of y divided by x is 18. The constant of proportionality is k equals 18. The meaning of constant of proportionality in this problem is that there are 18 cookies per 1 cookie sheet. Okay, and it takes 2 hours to bake 8 sheets of cookies. 2 hours to bake 8 sheets of cookies. If Brandon and his mother begin baking at 4 p.m., when will they finish baking the cookies? So we have to, right, think back to those 96 7th graders, so it's pointing up here, times 3 cookies each, which is 288 cookies. And what we did here, we had the 288 divided by 16, gave me 18 cookies per sheet. I'm sorry, I don't know what I was doing. So 288 cookies, and we're dividing it by 18 cookies per sheet. And that is going to be 16 sheets of cookies. Sorry about that. I was being very redundant there and didn't make any sense when I would go back and forth. So let me go over that again. 288, this is cookies. And it's divided by 18 cookies per sheet. It's going to give me 16 sheets of cookies. Okay, so if it takes 2 hours to bake 8 sheets, it will take 4 hours to bake 16. So let's say it takes 2 hours to bake 8 sheets. It will take 4 hours to bake 16, because you're just doubling it, right? 16 sheets of cookies. And so they are going to finish, if it takes 4 hours from 4, at 8 p.m. Finish, I'm just running out of room, at 8 p.m. Woo, that was quite a problem there. That last one was just a little tricky. I got a little bit mixed up in my wordings there. All right, French class cooking, we have one more example, and then you can get to work. So Suzette and Margot want to prepare crepes. For all of the students in their French class, a recipe makes 20 crepes with a certain amount of flour, milk, and 2 eggs. The girls already know that they have plenty of flour and milk to make 50 crepes. I should underline some of these things. There's a number. But they need to determine the number of eggs they will need for the recipe because they're not quite sure they have enough. So considering the amount of eggs necessary to make the crepes, what is the constant of proportionality? So if a recipe calls for 20 crepes, I guess I could put that cool little French thing on the letter. I'm not sure what it's called. But if I have 20 crepes to 2 eggs, right, that's what is in the recipe, that is going to be 10. So the constant of proportionality is 10. And what does it mean? Notice I didn't put what it means. I didn't want to be redundant. 1 egg is needed for 10 crepes. Okay? And how many eggs are needed for to make 50 crepes? So if we write an equation, so if we let x represent the number of eggs, then we could say that 50 crepes is equal to 10 times x. So 50 crepes is equal to 10 crepes times the number of eggs, right? So that would help tell you how many eggs you need for 50. And to solve this, you are just doing algebra. It's a one-step equation. So you divide both sides by 10. I mean, it's also guess and check, right? What times 10 is 50? It's 5. So if you divide both sides by 10, you get 5. And so the answer is 5 eggs are needed to make 50 crepes. All right, so in closing, on the back of that page, on page 64, you see lesson summary. If a proportional relationship is described by the set of ordered pairs x and y that satisfies the equation y is equal to the constant of proportionality times x for some number k, then k is called the constant of proportionality. So that's the equation that we're going to be working with. You'll be starting to write a lot more equations in the next lesson. All right, guys, go do your homework.